What do you want me to go?
Okay, here we go. We are in the second half, kickoff out of the end zone, 25-yard line, and Justin Herbert gets the ball. They end the half with a touchdown, and now they get the ball back, and Justin Herbert throws it out of bounds. So welcome to NFL Chaos Watch Party. We're watching the second half of the Chargers-Denver game. I got my brother Lee Cravat, former Chargers fan, or maybe by today he will no longer be a former Chargers fan. When they moved to, well, I'll let you say, why are you a former Chargers fan?
Because there's no such thing as the San Diego Chargers anymore. There's only the LA Chargers, and that's not the team I was a fan of.
And you were a Jets and Giants fan growing up. I know that because you're my brother. But you moved to San Diego, you started to go to a lot of games, and you fell in love with the team.
Yeah, well, look, I went to school in Pittsburgh, and I did not become a Steeler fan. I moved to the Bay Area, and I did not become a Niner fan. And
it was 1st and 20. There was a holding play, but there was a nice little pass. For about, looks like it was about 8 or 9 yards to, I think that's Keenan Allen. For about 9 yards, 2nd and 11. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I was in Pittsburgh for school. The Steelers were great. Their motto was one for the thumb in '81. I didn't switch to the Steelers. Then I was in Silicon Valley. The Niners were killing it with Montana and Young, I think. I didn't switch to the Niners.
Looks like
let's watch the game.
Looks like a pass to Mike Williams, and it's enough for the first down. Let me see where
I don't know.
It's gonna be like a measurement, but it looks like it might be a first down. That was Mike Williams.
Yeah, so I always believed that I would never change. Jets, Giants all the way. But I came here. I had a lot of tickets to a lot of games, friends, neighbors, people I worked with, vendors, games galore to see the Chargers live. After a while, you get sucked up in it, So, yeah, I became a Chargers fan.
No, I started rooting for them third. When you took me to games and they weren't playing the Jets or the Giants, I rooted for the Chargers, and I got into the team because of you. I liked them. I knew every player. I mean, remember, we used to, there was that one year we went to like 2 or 3 games together.
Yeah, you were there the moment that I changed from Jets to Chargers. You were there. And then I dropped the Giants after that. I have stories for everything. But it was that overtime playoff game between the Jets and the Chargers that we were at live.
So it's 1st and 10. The Chargers are at their own 45-yard line. The score is 14-7. Denver is in front, but it was 14-0. And a great pass, a great catch. Who was that caught that? Andrews. Great catch for a first down. Wow, that was a really great catch. Well, actually, I look at it, and that's the kind of catch you'd expect.
You're just saying that because the Jets receivers don't make that catch.
Yeah, I don't get to see that very often. Someone actually having to not having it thrown perfectly, but still make the catch. It was actually Anderson who made the catch for the Chargers, and now they are across the 50 and more on the Denver 45. But what I was saying is they were down. Oh, here comes a running play. They're moving the ball fast. They're fast pace, running play to Eckler, and he's held behind the line of scrimmage. So it's 2nd and either 10 or 11. So anyway,
the Chargers do a lot of no huddle.
Denver was up 14-0. The Chargers scored right at the end of the half, and now they get the ball back. Always love that scenario when you score and you open up the next half with a opportunity to score. So you haven't been a Chargers fan and haven't been following them since Rivers left.
Yes, I can mark the exact moment of when I was a Charger fan, which I can't do with any other team in any sport.
The snap out of the shotgun on 2nd and 9. Herbert under pressure throws the ball. It's deflected, but there's a flag. So we have to see what the flag's about. So,
yeah. So it started when I thought I'd be happy when the Jets won in overtime, that playoff game. You were happy. You were there with me. I thought I'd be happy, but instead I was sad. We were with my buddy Merman, and he was sad, and I thought I'd be happy. Anyway, that's when I realized my heart had switched.
That's when you knew. And then, so that was a holding against the Chargers, which is going to put them back 10 yards. So it should be about 2nd and 19. That puts them back behind the 50. Yeah, I remember because the next week, the Jets broke my heart. And I'll go into that in a second. So Justin Herbert, 2nd and 19 and shotgun. Avoids the rush, comes out of the pocket, throws it across to Eckler, who does a hurdle and hurdles within 2 yards of the first down. That wasn't Eckler. That was Neely. Is that his name? I can't see. It's harder when you can't hear the announcers and it's not your team. It's Kelly. So Kelly just hurdled the defender, Surtain. He just hurdled him. I mean, that was amazing. Like the way he went up and did that. When I say hurdle, I mean he was probably did track in his life because it was a hurdle. He did the right form of how you jump over a hurdle. Anyway, it's 3rd and 2. They're about to snap the ball. They're going fast paced, so we're not having enough time to tell our stories. But
that's okay. I think fast pace is fun.
So it's 3rd and 2, flag before they were able to snap the ball. Looks like illegal motion. Looks like motion. So motion against the Chargers, which is going to push them back. It's probably like a 3rd and 7. So anyway, they broke my heart the next week, the Jets. They went into Pittsburgh, and they did enough to win, and they missed like a 38-yard field goal that would have won the game. And it was and the kicker was, I think, Bryant. He was a 2nd-round draft pick kicker who we thought we got, and we were going to have a reliable kicker. And anyway, we lost our chance that we would have won the game, but we lost, and we lost our chance to play New England in the AFC Championship game, where we probably would have gotten crushed. Anyway, it's 3rd and 7. Again, a play is stopped. I don't know if it's a timeout or a flag. Timeout. So the Chargers were forced to call a timeout after a penalty, which is very frustrating if you're a Chargers fan, because what were the coaches? What happened there? They had plenty of time and they couldn't get the playoff, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Something the Jets do a lot. But anyway.
Yeah, you're familiar with that one too.
I'm familiar with that. But anyway.
Yeah, so I'm not a Chargers fan anymore. I was just starting. I'm not a Charger fan anymore because they left. You know, they left to Los Angeles. I mean, they didn't even get their own stadium, so it's all about money. So I'm not going to support them anymore. And it's been a while. I've been pretty good at rooting against them, which I am now.
And who do you root for now, Lou?
Well, I went cold turkey off of football until this year.
Oh, nice pass play to Williams on 3rd and 7 for a first down. And I think that will put them somewhere around the 35-yard line, I want to say. The 30. So they're on the Denver 30-yard line with a 1st and 10.
So 47-yard field goal.
Yep. So Justin Herbert took a while to get going. The offense took a while to get going. He was doing a lot of short stuff. But now they're really rolling because after being down 14-0, they're knocking on the door again. There's a nice running play. I think that's Kelly again. Yep. That was Kelly for a nice little, 4-yard run, would you say?
I'm about 10 seconds behind you.
Oh. Looks like it was 4, maybe 5 yards. 5. Okay, 2nd and 5. Yeah. So now who do you like now?
As I said, I like nobody until preseason when you started talking up the Jets and you told me this guy Zach Wilson was coming in. You said from day one he's going to master this complex offense and the Jets are going to win 11 games.
Loss of 1 or 2 yards for San Diego. They tried to run play. It did not work. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Yes, and I am beginning to worry about my Zach Wilson declarations, although I am not jumping off the Zach Wilson ship just quite yet. I think earlier today, after the first quarter, we were kind of jumping off a cliff. But one thing I liked is he improved. He was coming off injury. He hadn't played in a month. He improved as the game went on. And usually a bust pick, they get worse as the game goes on. The fact that he got better as the game went on still keeps the hope alive that he could be a star. And that looks like a sack on 3rd and 6. Denver just sacked him and maybe even put him out of field goal range. They're on the Denver 36, so add 17 and 53-yard attempt if they go for the field goal. The Denver defense is amazing. He just stepped up at a really big time to get that sack. Trying to see who it was. 95, which is they pulled away. 95 for Denver. I'm not sure who it was. It's hard because I have the volume turned down, and as I will get better as we do more teams, I'll start to learn the numbers and players, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to learn the numbers and players of all 31 NFL teams. So
no.
Oh, he missed it. Wow, just missed. He shanked it. Okay, so it's the score stays 14-7, and Denver's defense does their job.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I thought that Zach Wilson, it wasn't that I thought, he got absolutely no time. He couldn't even stop taking his steps backwards to get in the pocket before there was a defender on top of him. Yeah, he threw some crazy bad passes. I'd say 3 or 4, but he was under incredible pressure the first half. Yeah, so it doesn't surprise me. I don't think anybody could do anything with that.
I wasn't blaming him in the beginning until he did that stupid play where he tried to flick the ball forward and his running back wasn't even looking at him.
Yeah, he flicked it to nobody.
You can only do that kind of play when you make the eye contact. When you're running and you see him looking at you and you flick the ball.
That's not the play of a bust, though. That's a play of somebody who wants to do more than is possible because they haven't really learned any kind of limitations yet.
Yeah,
so I'm okay with that.
It's an experience thing, but he's got to learn from it. He can't keep making the same mistakes. What I liked was later in the game, he was taking the short stuff almost too much. He had an open guy deep and he took a short pass, and Jet fans were complaining in the chat and the coverage. And we had to say, hey, you know what? Everybody's saying, take what they give you. Stop going for a home run. So you can expect that he's going to go to the other extreme maybe sometimes because he's trying to do the right thing. He's going to figure that stuff out.
Yeah, but if you check the first option, the guy's open, you take it. You don't necessarily even look at other options.
Yeah.
If you're looking short first, then he's probably looking short first compared to what happened in the rest of the season. And
it's easy to look at a play in hindsight on film from our couches than it is for a quarterback who's actually in the game.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he was under a lot of pressure. I don't understand it. The offensive line for the Jets were playing a lot better for the other quarterbacks. People are saying that's not true. Flacco was under pressure too last week. Not like that.
No.
That was ridiculous. Tom Brady doesn't do anything when he gets that kind of pressure. When you snap the ball and the defense comes right through at you, you're done.
Yeah, and I was watching that game with Flacco, and when he was under intense pressure, he beat it a couple of times, but he still had more time than Zach did. And when he didn't, he got sacked too.
Yeah. One day, well, in the second half, the offensive line played a little bit better. And we saw Zach play better because of that. So
he had a little time. He hit his receivers. Yeah. And his receivers did drop a couple.
Mm-hmm.
I heard, I saw in the chat, people were saying he threw it too hard, but it didn't look that hard to me. It looked fine. So
running play. Denver, they had a good return. They're at the 44-yard line. They just sort of running play that didn't get much. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Didn't they get the ball where the kick was from? I missed.
Oh, you're right. I thought I just missed the return, but you're right. They took the ball over in good field position. So Terry Bridgewater, interesting, former Jet.
He's a former Jet. How come you didn't tell me I had to start watching the Jets back when Bridgewater came on?
Well, it's a long story. Bridgewater actually, I thought, there's a flag right away on the 2nd down play. There was Bridgewater was playing for Minnesota. He had actually had a good rookie year. And I thought he was going to be something special because when you're good your rookie year, that means who knows how good you could be by year 3, 4. That's a holding against Denver, so it's going to set them back. Anyway, he got a serious leg injury. He broke his leg in 2 places. It was really bad, career threatening. He came back and the Jets took him to back up Sam Darnold after they selected Sam Darnold in the draft. One of the things that worried me about Sam Darnold is Bridgewater, who's coming back and hadn't played in 2 years, looked better in the preseason.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not a good sign for Sam. There's a passing play for incomplete. Great play by David, who knocked it out. So anyway, he sat on the Jets had Darnold, and then forgetting who the other quarterback was. They ended up cutting Bridgewater or trading him for like a late round pick to New Orleans. And he ended up on New Orleans and rode the bench for them. And then he got picked up by Denver. And, oh no, I'm sorry, he went to Carolina. And he actually played, I thought he was okay for Carolina. They were in a rebuild. And the crazy thing is Carolina decided, and this is so funny, to trade for Sam Darnold. And they gave the Jets a 2nd and 4th round pick that's coming up this year, a 2022 2nd and 4th round pick for Sam Darnold, who was the 30th ranked quarterback. Made no sense to me. And then they took Bridgewater, who was a better, higher ranked quarterback, and traded him to Denver for a 6th. So they traded a 2nd and a 4th and got back a 6th and gave away Bridgewater for Sam Darnold, who's now benched. He's hurt, but he'd be benched anyway. And Bridgewater's doing great for Denver. So
they traded away 2 better draft picks and 24 spots on the quarterback rating.
Right. And Carolina is they were so high on these coaches who proved nothing in the NFL. Matt Rule and the offensive coordinator Brady have proven nothing in the NFL. And now they're looking like a Jets, like when the Jets are in their bad years, like just doing ridiculous trades, horrible decision making with their quarterback. They have an amazing running back who, CMC, Christian McCaffrey, who keeps them in games. And that's how Sam was winning the first 3 games. He was dumping it off to the running back. Then McCaffrey gets hurt, and now suddenly Sam Darnold has to throw the ball like a real quarterback. And that's when it fell apart for them.
You're comparing him to the Jets, but you're high on the Jets right now, right?
Well, right now, I'm saying,
why am I bothering spending time with the Jets unless you don't think they're going to be something?
I'm talking about the historical Jets.
Yeah.
I love the Jets GM now. Joe Douglas is the one that fleeced them for the 2nd and 4th round pick. He also got 2 first round picks and a 3rd round pick for Jamal Adams from Seattle. And Seattle not only had to give up those 2 first rounders and a 3rd rounder, they have to pay Jamal Adams now $17.5 million a year. And he's a safety who's right now ranked middle of the league average safety. Like, he's really good in the box. He makes a lot of good tackles against the run. He's not a good pass defender. He got like 8-9 sacks last year. 3 of them came in a 2-week span. But he can't catch. He has no picks. He has 1 pick this year. He's dropped a few. So Joe Douglas is proving to be a really savvy GM. And
getting rid of bad players. He's good at getting rid of bad players.
Well, not bad players, but players are going to be overpaid.
Yeah. Overpaid for something real before you lose them anyway because the cost ain't worth it. Right.
But he fleeced them. I mean, getting 2 first rounders and a 3rd rounder for a guy whose contract was going to expire that you're going to have to pay.
Yeah.
Was just a great move. So he read the situation. He says, yeah, he's a good safety, but he's not good in coverage. You don't pay $17 million for a guy who's not a blue chip, elite player. It has to be like an elite player. And people think that Joe Douglas doesn't want to play players. It's not true. You'll see him pay players when he has elite players. That's when he'll sign the big contracts.
Now, how do you know that? Why are you so confident?
Because I think that's why he's not paying them. I think the reason he's not overpaying is because they have all this draft capital, right? They have 2, last year they had 2 first rounders and 2 second round, this year they have 2. So he knows that in a couple of years, he's going to have to pay some guys. He's just not paying elite players, but he comes from Philadelphia. And that's how they built their Super Bowl team, with that philosophy. Incomplete pass for the Chargers. It'll be 2nd and 10. That philosophy has worked. Like, if you look at the Steelers, if you look at New England, they don't fall captive to their good players when their rookie contract ends. If they're not an elite player, they let them walk and they take a comp pick instead. And then they have all these picks. So that's how they manage to still do well in the draft, even though they're winning teams. And that's what it looks like the Jets are doing. They're starting to emulate real successful organizations. And successful organizations don't just pay good players huge contracts because the fans will get mad if you let them walk out the door. They will pay elite players.
Let's hope the Jets have some elite players to pay.
Yeah, that's what we need to happen. We need to have happen. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We get back to the game.
No, I'm sorry. It's 3rd and 8. It was a 2-yard running play. So the Chargers are in danger of going 3 and out right now. So both defenses are doing well, and holding ground in this second half. Herbert's taking off. He's got the first down. Nice 10-yard run or 12-yard run for Justin Herbert. So Justin Herbert, if you would have stayed a Chargers fan, if they never left San Diego, you'd be very happy with.
It would be
very rare that a team goes from a guy like Phillip Rivers and with no, right away replaces him with a guy like Justin Herbert, who not only ended up being good, but like literally his rookie year was good.
Yeah, they've had very good luck with quarterbacks because they had Breeze.
Right, they had Drew Brees.
And he got injured at the end of a game, and they had Rivers on the bench. They put Rivers up. He did great. And now Herbert. Yeah, so they're on a roll with quarterbacks.
They didn't know what they had with Breeze. He had a decent rookie year and then a bad sophomore year. And they drafted Manning and then traded for Rivers. But what they didn't know at the time, and it always confused me because I love Drew Brees. I said, yeah, he had a tough rookie year, but they're a building team. And I thought he was good. I didn't know he was that good. I didn't know he was going to go to New Orleans and be a Hall of Fame quarterback. But I thought he was good.
I think we all thought he was good. I mean, I think he was a good leader for the Chargers. But you mentioned Manning, and that actually is why I stopped being a Giants fan. Because I couldn't root for the Giants without also rooting for Manning.
Yeah,
I couldn't root for the Giants. I became just a Charger guy.
Yeah.
And then nothing. Hey, dog, stop barking.
My dog is barking because my wife's food is here.
I don't have a dog. I'm allergic. I think you're muted, man.
I'm going to run and grab the food during the commercial. I'll be right back.
Yes, my buddy Merman, who went to Charger games with me, was a big Charger fan like I was when they were in San Diego. He has forgiven them. And I have not forgiven them. Because when you root for them and they win, not that rooting for them is going to make them win, but when they win, the owner is going to benefit. So no way, man, no way. Let's go Denver.
I assume you just went on your anti-Charger rant. So anyway, I got you by I was on Green Bean's channel, and I got you excited about Zach Wilson, excited about the Jets, and now you're back on board with the Jets.
I am, and so far, I guess I'm going to say I don't regret it yet. I feel like I know all the players. I'm really into it. They only have 3 wins, and Zach has been hurt. He hasn't really shown what he can really do yet, I don't think. But I like the defense at times. I think they're very strong. I see a lot of great plays. I'd say more sacks than I've seen in quite a while out of them, out of the Jets. And I don't know, I'm kind of excited. I think they have some good offensive weapons. So it's fun. It's fun being here kind of at the ground floor. Yeah. I didn't have to suffer through the years of pain, but I still get to be here at the ground floor.
Well, you suffered in the earlier years. There were a lot of years there, but you had the Giants also.
I did. I tell people say, hey, you're from New York. What team do you like, the Mets or the Yankees? And I say, I love the Mets. I hate the Yankees. And I say that during my era, all the fair weather fans always went to the Yankees because they would win. And the loyal people would stay with the Mets. But in football, it wasn't like that. Sorry.
1st and 10, Chargers at their own 40. So running play, 5-yard gain. Probably that same guy. I don't know. Oh no, that time it was Eckler. That's the one I know.
I was going to say the Jets and Giants were both so bad that there was no fair weather fan leaving because there's no one to leave to. This is in the 70s and the early 80s. So you hope one of them won. If one of them won, we would celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid with my friends. Hey,
Well,
one of them won.
2nd and 5. He's under center, fakes the handoff, play action, and he is sacked. He is sacked by a guy who's crawling on the floor right now, doing a weird celebration by number 56. I don't know who that is. I know it's not Von Miller because he's been traded. Now we know why they traded Von Miller, because they seem to have other stud defensive guys. And Von Miller is probably at the very late part of his career. It's holding against Denver, though. Automatic 1st down and 5 yards. They erased the sack.
But the Jets, the Giants gave us some good times. You were with me in that bar in Manhattan, the Czar Bar.
Oh my God, that was the best.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of fans don't know. I always preferred the Jets a little bit over the Giants, but we grew up in a house that rooted for both. So I loved the Giants too in the 80s. I always preferred the Jets a little bit, but I was still very into the Giants and very happy when they won. I got to have 2 teams because that's just the way it was in our house. You know, me and Dad, when you were there, when you left for college, we'd watch the games. We'd watch both games, and Dad didn't have a preference, and I'm a kid, so I didn't have a preference at the time. I don't know why the Jets broke my heart so badly in a wild card game in '82, and then they lost the Mud Bowl against Miami the next year, and that kind of hooked me on them. Sometimes it's a team that breaks your heart that hooks you more.
Yeah, they had the sack exchange back then, I think, early 80s.
Yeah. But the gap between how I feel about the Giants and Jets are a lot bigger now. I don't care. I still prefer the Giants second best, and I hope that they win. And if the Jets are out of it, the Giants are in it, I will root for them. But it's not even close, emotionally. It's not even close. I'm clearly a Jets fan now over the last, since in my adult life. I think since I went away to college, I started really drifting towards just Jets, and.
Well, because of you, I'm back to the Jets. Do you know who my second favorite team is?
Oh.
Anybody who's playing the Chargers.
1st and 10, Denver 40-yard line. Herbert throws it to Eckler for a 5 to 6 yard gain.
Like, I hate New England, but I was rooting for them against the Chargers. First time.
So it looks like Trevor Lawrence had an okay game today. Looks all right. That's the thing we got to remember. Trevor Lawrence came out, generational quarterback. You see he has his ups and downs. Zach Wilson has started 7 games. Way too early to make a decision. Definitely would have. Herbert almost sacked. Throws it for a 2 yard gain. Going to be like 2nd and 4 or 3rd and 4. So anyway, it's too early to make a decision on Zach, but it would have been nice if he jumped off to an amazing start. Like Justin Herbert. It would have been.
Mac Jones is doing very well right now.
Yeah, but a lot of people say that Zach might be having that success if he was in that system, throwing those short passes, that he's being coached a different way. Zach was thrown into the fire, run a West Coast offense, whereas, Belichick is doing a great job with Mac Jones and putting him in a really good situation. So Herbert drops back on 3rd and 4. He lofts it behind his receiver, complaining. He's acting like but I don't see a flag. 4th and 4.
Yeah, so you in the preseason, you reviewed all the rookie quarterbacks, and you gave a great background about them and what you felt about them. You want to talk about them a little bit? What do you think they're all doing now, and how do you feel about them?
So Trey Lance has had very little playing time for San Francisco. Well, let's see. It's 4th and 4. I want to see what they do, because they're going for it.
They go for it almost all the time.
Yeah. Well, they're at the 35-yard line. It's a good part of the field to go for it. Herbert is avoiding pass rush, scrambling all over the place, throws it short of the first down, but he takes off number 15 and he brings it to the 20-yard line. He broke 2 tackles. Great job. Is that Allen? Was the question. No, it's Guyton. 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 However you want to pronounce it.
Well, GUI is Guy. He's just from Guy Town.
Guyton. Guyton.
They left out the W.
Anyway, great class. People are going to love this. Don't follow the Chargers content guy who knows every player and can tell you everything about the Chargers. Follow the guys that are going to talk about the Jets and the Giants. How much they hate San Diego now. The name of the players. But
and hate's a strong word.
Yeah.
Takes a lot to get there.
Yeah. But follow us instead. Watch our coverage. But we'll be jumping around to all different teams. That's what's great about the NFL Chaos with Jeremy Channel, is that we're going to be following all NFL news, random watch parties where we pick different teams. Eventually, I'll learn the names of players better. I kind of got shut out of fantasy this year, so that's kind of hurting me because that's a great way to really learn all the players. So I'll be back in fantasy next year. So I'll probably brush up on my player names. Right now, I'm so Jets centric. 2nd and 9, looks like a 7-yard pass completion to Williams.
Scrambling though. That was a tough pass.
Yeah, that was a tough pass. Great play by Justin Herbert. As we end the third quarter, score is still 14-7, but the Chargers are knocking on the door.
All right, let's talk about those quarterbacks.
So Trey Lance played. He was exactly what we expected. He's super talented, has tons of potential, raw talent galore, but he is a development guy. He only played 1 game in 2020. He played in Division B, 2B or Division 1B or whatever it is. So he didn't go against anything close to the talent of the NFL, but he has amazing raw talent, blow you away raw talent. It's interesting because he's going to be the guy next year. So Jimmy Garoppolo, it was announced today, this was interesting news, or this weekend, that Jimmy Garoppolo, this will be his last year with the Niners. Very odd and strange, very rare that a GM will make that announcement, that a team will make an announcement in midseason while the Niners are still doing well lately and have a chance at the playoffs to make that announcement. I don't know if it was to settle their fan base. I guess they didn't want it to be controversial. They didn't want to have a situation where Jimmy G started playing better, because he has been, where it led to a controversy. I think they wanted to let the fans know, this is our plan, and this is who our quarterback is going to be. So we're going to see and learn more about Trey Lance next year. And sorry.
So wait a second. So did they say that they didn't say this guy's retiring? They said we're trading him.
Basically, well, not even trading him. I think they're just not going to pick up. They're not going to re-sign him. I think it might be the last year of his guaranteed contract. So the reason I think it's okay to do that is because it's not like it's going to take away his motivation to win, because now he's trying out. This is his putting up his tape for why other teams should pay him a lot of money to get him as a free agent. So it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt him. It's not going to hurt you. He's not going to play and not care. He's going to play and do everything he can to lead them to the playoffs, because he wants, it's all about his contract now. The better he plays, the bigger the contract.
Yeah, he's super motivated. I mean, he wins the Super Bowl, his doorbell will be ringing.
Oh,
his money bell.
So many teams that need a quarterback. Washington, Detroit.
Jets, maybe.
Let's hope not. Giants, maybe. Daniel Jones is in year 3. I'm forgetting others. I mean, there's so many teams. Carolina. I don't think they're going to want to go with Cam Newton next year.
You don't think they're going to like Sammy?
They don't like Sammy. I think Denver might. I don't know if Terry Bridgewater is their long-term answer or not. I can't really be sure about that. So you have a bunch of teams, that are going to be looking for a quarterback. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity for him. A nice play by the Chargers. Looks like it was 3rd and 9. They did a pitch to Eckler. There's a flag, so we have to see what that's about.
Yeah. So what about other quarterbacks?
So now let's go to Mac Jones. Great situation, but taking nothing away from him.
He had a great game today.
He is doing everything that's asked of him. So a lot of people want to believe it's just the situation. Now, he is in a good situation, but he's also proving to be a very good quarterback. So he's going to be a very good quarterback in this league. It doesn't mean the others are not. It doesn't mean he's going to be better than the others. I think so. His situation is showing how good he is right now, whereas some of the other guys don't have the situation to show that off yet, but might become that. So I don't.
If they had a good pocket to stay in, right?
So he's off to the best first half season because of his situation. But New England fans, pass play into the end zone, intercepted in the end zone by Denver on 3rd and 14. Denver intercepts Justin Herbert, and now we'll get the ball to 20-yard line. Ooh, big play.
That looked pretty poor right there from the quarterback, from Herbert.
Yeah, that was not a good play from him. So you have a situation where New England fans should be thrilled. They lost Tom Brady. They went 1 year, and they got their quarterback. Like, it's very hard to see or imagine regression to the point where Mac Jones is not going to be their guy for the next 10 years, 12 years, whatever it is. They got their guy. I'm just saying we don't know that he's the best of the lot yet. He's the only one in a situation like that, where he has this 6-time Super Bowl coach, and he's the only one that's in that kind of situation. But he's definitely proven to be New England is, and to the chagrin of a lot of people, are not going to have to go through a whole long rebuilding process. They're going to be competitive. They're competitive this year. They're in first place right now. And they're going to be competitive every year moving forward until Belichick is gone. And then maybe that will be the hope that New England will finally fall off their pedestal.
And when you say he's their quarterback for the next 10 years, what you're really saying, he's going to be a top 12 quarterback. We don't know where he's going to be in there, but he's going to be high enough that you're not going to look to dump him.
Yeah, I'd say top 15, 16, because right now in New England system, you don't have to be a top 10 quarterback. New England system, you just have to be in the top half of the league.
Well, that's what people said about Brady.
Well, no. I mean, but Mac Jones is not doing what Brady did yet.
Yeah.
We don't know that he can't. But Brady, it was a little different because Brady, they're doing a more of a dink and dunking and accommodations for Jones that they had to do with Brady. Like Brady did all that, but also was consistently could go deep. Also, he could play in the clutch.
Well, what you're telling me is that the system itself is going to bring you, if you have a decent quarterback, a good top 15 quarterback, top half of the league, you're going to be in the playoffs with the New England system, right, with the coach. And then you go and you put maybe the greatest of all time, certainly a top quarterback in that system. It's game over, and it was almost every game was over. Exactly.
So, no, New England's got to be feeling pretty good about Mac Jones. People are so unfair about Mac Jones. Well, he's on Alabama, the guys, his receivers. That was reason for concern of why you could see him not work in the NFL. It's like, oh, it's just the team around him. But it wasn't evidence that he wasn't good. Every pass he threw was beautiful and on target. So it wasn't that there was, maybe it's never proven that a quarterback's going to succeed, but it was so unfair to say he's not going to be good, because while he had to prove himself in the NFL, there was no evidence or anything he did in college that you could point to say that's why he won't be good, because he did everything they asked him. So it's the same thing with Zach Wilson when they said, oh, he looked at the opponents, he didn't play anyone. Yeah, but that's not evidence that he's not good. That's just a concern that he hasn't proven himself yet. So Zach Wilson, we talked about. Justin Fields, I think, is hard to say. Is for the same reason as Zach Wilson. It's a really tough situation. The Bears' offensive line is disgusting. I don't like the Bears coaching staff at all. I think he's in a horrible. really bad situation. So when Justin Field comes in, he's got the whole world, all this weight on his shoulders. And people are saying, well, Dalton played better when he came in. But Dalton is a veteran. He's a veteran quarterback who's played for many years. To expect a rookie to come in without any help, without the protection of a good offensive line, it's going to be hard for him to be consistent. But he's had a couple of games where he really shines. And I think that we got to see that Justin Fields could be a very dangerous quarterback. But we don't know yet. We don't know for sure. We'll have to see with Justin Fields. But he's had moments where he looks like, oh my God, is he going to be able to play in this league? But he's also had moments where it's like, wow, this guy could be like Lamar Jackson. Like this guy, he could be very dangerous.
Yeah, you got to call the game. It looks like Denver's moving the ball.
Sorry. That looked like a completed pass to Denver.
Looked like a first down.
Bridgewater threw a beautiful pass to number 14, who I will get the name. Nope, they always cut out before they roll over and show the name. Yeah, so the Denver has the ball at their own 35-yard line. It is 1st and 10. And he's rolling a little out of the pocket. He's out of the pocket, Bridgewater. He lofts it up, out of bounds. Threw it away. Smart play. That's what Zach needs to do more. And he's starting to do. Got to be willing to get rid of the ball. There's always 2nd down.
So who haven't you talked about yet?
Let's see. We talked about Mac Jones. We talked about Justin Fields. We talked about Trey Lance. We talked about Zach Wilson. I
think it's the one that.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
We talked a little about Trevor Lawrence. So Trevor Lawrence is having his up and downs. So here's something to understand about Trevor Lawrence. His coaching is very suspect. Urban Meyers is very suspect right now as a coach. Also, by the way, it's 3rd and 10. Another incomplete pass. Trevor Lawrence has had some good games. He's had some ups. He's had some downs, but he's competing. He's throwing touchdowns that are beautiful. He's throwing interceptions. He's having a better year than Peyton Manning had his rookie year. So when you consider that, the jury's still out on Trevor Lawrence as well, and that looks like a dump off screen pass for a 1st down, and Williams takes it to the 50-yard line.
That was 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it was their running back, Williams. So I think that Trevor Lawrence, is already established that he's going to be a decent quarterback in the NFL. I think that in his situation, the way he's played, he's a real competitor. He throws lasers. When that team builds around him, when they get a better team around him as they grow, you're going to see he's going to be very good. Is he going to be Peyton Manning? Is he going to be a generational quarterback? No idea.
So here's my question for you. Let's see this play first.
Oh, wow. He broke it. 33 broke it. But there's a flag. But if it's not against them, he's all the way to the 7-yard line. Williams. He broke a tackle. It looked like he was stopped. And then he squirted out and went all the way to the 7-yard line. Personal foul, roughing the passer, so the play will count.
Yeah, that'll be declined.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Way after he released the ball, a defender hit him in the back and knocked Bridgewater over. Like he literally with his forearm hit him in the back. That's not just roughing the passer. That's a potential fine. So 1st and goal for Denver. So they have a chance to go up by a couple of touchdowns with 10 minutes to go. Put this game away. A running play, does not want to get tackled. His offensive lineman help push him to the 1.5 yard line or the 1 yard line. So Williams gets to the 1 yard line.
Yeah, so if Denver goes up 14 or 15 here, that's going to be a tall order for the Chargers because they have not looked impressive.
Yeah, as explosive as they can be and Herbert can be, Denver's defense is so solid. And they've played great all game. Very hard to see it. You know, the only thing that they could do wrong is if they go into that ridiculous prevent defense. That does nothing but prevent wins.
I mean, they still have to score first.
They stopped them before the line of scrimmage. They stopped them.
They have 2 more tries if they want to go for it.
My wife gave me a boba tea. They put way too much boba in. I can't get one sip of just tea. It's just boba.
Maybe order tea next time. I had some tea at a tea place. Instead of boba, they put chia seeds in there. I liked it. Really
Bridgewater shakes off a sack and throws it into the end zone for a touchdown to 82. Their tight ends. I think they said Slaughter. What's his name? Amazing. Bridgewater was dead in the water. They had him sacked. And Bridgewater was dead in the water. I didn't realize I just said that. He
fell off the bridge.
He fell off the bridge. He just did an amazing thing. He just broke a tackle. It's beautiful. I don't know if Denver's going to be looking for a quarterback next year.
Yeah, the Jets once had that guy.
And we traded him for Sam Darnold. And then Carolina traded him for Sam Darnold. The difference is Carolina did it after seeing Sam Darnold play. They got so caught up in this ridiculous narrative that the Jets were responsible 100% for Sam Darnold not being good. And there was a million plays where the blocking was fine. He had plenty of time in the pocket, and he threw the ball to the other team.
Well, you know, I saw a Cravat Attack hot sauce video where you said to your wife that Trevor Lawrence would be horrible if the Jets got him. Guaranteed. Either he'd be horrible or the Jets would make him horrible. So you have accused the Jets of ruining quarterbacks.
No, not by making. No, I didn't think the Jets would make him horrible by the team they put around him or the coaching. I thought the Jets would make him horrible because that's just the world. Like in this world, if you become a Jet, you don't pan out.
Hey, so you said that you thought Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence, you see them already in your mind as top 15 quarterbacks in this league.
I think Mac Jones in that system, because even when Belichick leaves, they have their next coach ordained, you know, the offensive coordinator, Adams, or I think his name, Josh Adams. No, it's not Adams. I'm forgetting his name at the moment, but I think that he will be a top 15 quarterback because of his situation for sure. And Trevor Lawrence still potentially might not be, but I think from what I've seen, I think he's going to be.
So here's a tough question for you. I don't think you're going to like it very much. If you could trade, I know this is a hypothetical that could never happen, but if you could trade Zach Wilson now for one of the other 4 quarterbacks, would you? Heads up, straight up trade.
I'd have to say Trevor Lawrence or Mac Jones. Mac Jones, maybe not, because it might really be the system. But Trevor Lawrence, I don't see. I think that I would be murdered by Jet fans if I didn't agree to that trade if I was the GM.
So only Trevor, the others you wouldn't trade for at this point.
Yeah, and I wouldn't do it happily. Like in other words, there'd be a part of me would like, because part of me I'm emotionally really love Zach. I love Zach, and
like when we got rid of Breeze in San Diego, even though we liked Rivers, we thought we got ourselves a great rookie. We still really liked Breeze, so it was very There's very mixed feelings. We got nothing for him.
Yeah, there would be mixed feelings, but I think I would have to do it because I think Trevor Lawrence, people might not agree. They'll point to numbers, interceptions. I don't care. If you look at the team he's on, he's more competitive right now, and he's throwing more touchdowns and doing more things of a real quarterback, whereas Zach Wilson hasn't proved it yet. I believe in him, but he hasn't proved it.
So that was the order they were taken. So you kind of still think that those two at least are sitting still 1-2 in your mind.
Yeah, and Mac Jones is more of a question mark because I don't know if he would succeed in the Jet system anyway. Like, I don't know.
When was he taken in the draft? Was he taken after?
He was taken 15th. He was the last one out of.
Yeah. So he's right now looking like the best pick for where they got him.
Right now he is, yeah. Oh, for where they got him, without question. But yeah, without question.
But he's also in a great situation in
San Francisco fans are not happy. Like I think they're the most angry because
but again, Mac Jones is in a great situation where he is.
He is.
You have no idea what any of these other quarterbacks would do in that pocket.
We have no idea. We really don't. Like Zach Wilson might be a star right now if he was in New England, doing the same things that Mac's doing. We just don't know. Pass play up the middle to 13. Chargers, looks like that was Allen, who's 13, who's been in the league forever. Looked like a 15-yard at least completion, maybe like 18 yards.
Yeah, they just showed Minnesota. Looks like they scored one coming back.
Almost intercepted. So they're in hurry up. Almost intercepted by 27 for Denver. He was tight in the pocket. He threw what looked like it was going to be a good pass, and who is that? Winston came from nowhere to almost make the interception. So now it's 2nd and 10. They're in hurry up, and it looks like the Broncos are playing a little bit less aggressive, which is what I would be worried about. And they look tired because I see a lot of people with hands on their hips.
That's because of the no huddle offense that they use.
Yeah, you start to tire them down.
Yeah, they don't let them do substitutions, so it's tough on them.
Oh, completion to number 5. I wish I did the names. Let me see who that is. Palmer. Well, I'm guessing is a tight end or a receiver. He's big. If he's a receiver, he's big. So Palmer just got a reception, his 2nd of the game. Jay Palmer. He has 25 yards total. He just got them a big first down. There's 7:55 left in the 4th quarter. Denver up 21-7, but now the Chargers are moving the ball. They just went across the 50-yard line.
I wouldn't call us a prevent.
They're actually at the 38.
I wouldn't call us a prevent defense. It looks like they're all playing,
but
they're not laying off.
Oh, interception off the hands of Eckler. Off the hands of Eckler. Short. It was an 8-yard pass off the hands. Interception. Pick six. End zone with it. All the way to the end zone. It was number 2. Look, probably the safety or obviously a safety or a corner for Denver. Just put the game away.
Game's on ice.
No flags.
No.
Let's see who it was. I can't hear the announcers, so it's hard for me to give names. Maybe you could see the back of his jersey. I certainly can't.
And my second favorite team wins today.
What's the back of his jersey say? Look carefully. See if you can make it out. Surtain, the rookie. Surtain. It was Surtain, the rookie, who I think Denver just drafted.
Do you know what I said? I said my second favorite team just put it on ice.
My wife just asked, didn't Surtain kill John Lennon? She's trying to be funny.
Pat Surtain.
So what a big play for the rookie. That might be his biggest play of his career up to right now. He just put the game away for his team. He just ended the game.
I think they were already looking good, but it's certainly a nice, pick.
So the statistics will not show it, but that was not on Justin Herbert. He threw that ball into the chest of Eckler. It popped up in the air, was intercepted. So that was not on Justin Herbert.
Well, again, there's always the argument to be made. He threw it too hard.
That's bullshit. These guys practice with these machines that shoot the ball at them at crazy speed.
I know. That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Sometimes you could overthrow, like it's a 5-yard play and you.
Sure.
I mean, but that was, I don't know, a good 10 yards downfield. I mean, in a situation where you have to zip it because defenders will get there if you don't.
You get paid millions of dollars.
You get paid tons of money. You got to make that catch.
Hey, so we have this game is I think is going to wind down. I've been wanting to ask you, we haven't even talked about it. Talk to me about the best teams in the league, and who do you think is going to go all the way, and who do you think is going to make a strong showing but maybe fall short?
Well, it's funny because it keeps changing, so you don't really know for sure. Because for a while it looked like Buffalo, and Kansas City looked like, oh, they're done. Are they going to even make the playoffs? In the last few weeks, everything flipped. The Kansas City looks like they're back on track. And Buffalo, as good as they are and seem, you start to look at their schedule and you realize that they're crushing bad teams, but every time they play a good team, they lose. And their record is not impressive, and they've fallen out of first place. I hate to say it, but I'm starting to get the feeling that New England is not only better than everyone thought, but I'm starting to think that New England is going to make a run at the Super Bowl. I think there's a chance.
New England.
They do. If they go to the Super Bowl or even come close, the argument that Belichick was all about Brady is over forever. They win that division, or if they go deep into the playoffs, he is the greatest coach of all time, and there's no longer an argument. And I'm saying that as a Jets fan, a guy who hates Belichick. But you have to be honest. If you lose to Tom Brady, you draft a rookie quarterback. If you go deep into the playoffs after winning, he has all these Super Bowl rings, not just as a head coach, he has Super Bowl rings as the defensive coordinator of the New York Giants. So there is no question greatest coach ever at all in any way if they make a run, and I think that they might. I think Kansas City has made a few moves, trades, pickups, and they might turn it around. So people better look out for Kansas City because they might be back on track.
So is your number one team here in New England?
No, I don't know about that. I think it's going to unfold a little bit more. It's just there's so much parity in the AFC. So many teams that you think should be great, like the Ravens, but the record doesn't translate, But right now, Baltimore is 7-3. They got Lamar Jackson. Tennessee is 8-4, but they mysteriously have lost 2 games to the Jets and Houston, which makes no sense. So there's a lot of question marks on every team. Every team has some question marks. New England is the only team that has steadily gotten better. By the way, great play for San Diego offensively. Eckler looks hurt though. Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him. Yeah, he's getting up. LA, the LA Chargers. Just did a great play to Eckler. I mean, it's a little too late. They're down by 21 points. Denver is almost definitely in prevent at this point, obviously. So it doesn't mean much, but they're playing for pride right now. They're at Denver's now with the first down. No, short of the first down, but they will be 2nd and 1 at Denver's 28. So they've quickly walked down the field. That was a nice play by Keenan Allen, nice reception for 9 yards. So anyway, there hasn't been a clear-cut team that's broken out. But New England is the only team I could say that has got started off struggling a little bit in the very beginning and progressively have gotten better every week. So every week they look better and better and better.
Well, I'm going to put it right to you. I want to hear your AFC and NFC Super Bowl picks.
Okay, if I had to do a pick,
I'll tell you what I'll let you do. You can put your runner-ups as well.
I think it's going to be, if I had to pick right now, I think it's going to end up being Kansas City versus Green Bay.
Green Bay, even with the whole Aaron Rodgers fiasco.
I think he's going to come in pissed to the playoffs. By the playoffs, he's good. I think he's going to be on a mission. I think he's going to turn it on. I think they're going to have their running back, Adams. or Aaron Jones. I mixed the two up. Devontae Adams is the wide receiver. They'll have Aaron Jones back by then. Hopefully they're not going to rush him back and they're just going to let him get healthy because they don't need to rush him back. And yeah, I think Green Bay is going to get their revenge. I think as much as people might not like Rodgers right now, people are very mixed on him. Some people hate him. Some people love him. I think there's no doubting his talent. And I think he's going to turn it on when it's time to turn it on. I think that last year was very unsettling for him. And I think
so. If not Kansas City, who?
Wow. I think we'll know a lot more when Buffalo plays New England. They play each other 2 more times.
I'm giving you the backup now.
Right now, and this could change after that game, but for right now, I would have to. My gut tells me, man, it's really going to be tight. My gut is telling me that Buffalo would have to be my number 2, that they're going to pull it together. I think that they're having struggles, but I think they're going to put it behind them. I think they're going to get it going.
But if New England wins the game, you're going to switch to New England.
Yeah, if New England beats them, and then it'll change the whole scope. But I think Buffalo's going to beat New England when they play them and reestablish themselves in that division.
And then, if not Green Bay, who?
Tampa.
Brady again.
Well, Brady. I mean, you always have to have Brady in your top 2. If you're not going to have him as the favorite, you have to have him as the runner-up favorite.
Okay, so between Kansas City and Green Bay right now, if you're picking the Super Bowl winner, which one? I know you're going to say. You're going to say Green Bay because Aaron Rodgers.
No, I'm going to say Green Bay because of their defense. Meaning, I think that Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, I think when Patrick Mahomes is getting protection, and I think the way he's played the last couple of weeks, I think is catching up to Aaron Rodgers. As Aaron Rodgers slightly goes down a little because he is getting older. I think Patrick Mahomes is steadied off. He's not having his best year, but I think they're a wash. I think they're both great quarterbacks who could do what you need to do to win. I think the difference will be Green Bay's defense.
Okay.
And their running game. So if their running back is healthy, I think they have the better running back in Jones. So I would say not so much their running game, but the running back.
All right. So there you have it. I want to see what you think next time we talk.
I think Green Bay would win like 38-31. Like, I think it'll be a high-scoring Super Bowl.
You were just talking about defense.
Well, I think that what's holding Kansas City when they're hot and they're good, 31 points is not a lot to give up to a team like Kansas City when they're on.
So you're saying Aaron Rodgers better be on because otherwise they will lose.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying Green Bay is going to shut Kansas City down. I'm just saying it's going to be the difference. They're going to stop them. They're going to be able to contain them a little bit more than Kansas City will be able to contain Green Bay.
So what do you think about this game? Are the Chargers even going to score again?
I don't know. I think they might get a garbage time touchdown. It's 3rd and 10, and there's an injury right now. Sorry that we lost track of that. But when a game is 28-7 in the final 6 minutes, it's hard to think that anybody watching would care about that if we're talking about something that might be interesting. And people get kind of into it when you start talking about who's going to win the Super Bowl. There are people that are loving what I'm saying, and there are people that are saying, this guy is on crack. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
I know you're not even considering the Jets. I think they're eliminated, though. I think they're actually eliminated already.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are saying that 9-8 is looking very much like it couldn't be enough. Like, mathematically, everything would have to go perfect in every game or something for them to be able to get in at 9-8.
And it's not going to happen, and they don't deserve for it to happen.
Yeah, I mean, if the Tampa game means anything to Tampa, we're not beating them. They're at a different level. The only way is if by that time Tampa has clinched everything they needed, and it means nothing, and they just play the backups to keep everyone healthy. Otherwise, they're at a different level right now. We're just in year one of a rebuild. We're not at the level. But I think for a year one rebuild with a rookie quarterback and rookie coaches and so many rookies starting and so many injuries, the fact that they beat Houston today is very promising for them because it shows that they can go into Houston like the better of the worst, right? So the difference between the Jets and Houston is, well, it looks like a touchdown if he was in bounds. They threw into the end zone, back in the end zone. The ref is calling it a touchdown. I'm sure it will be reviewed.
He threw it on the run, so he was really scrambling. I'd love to have a quarterback that could scramble and throw a complete pass for a touchdown.
Well, Zach can, but we just have to see more of it. He did it against Tennessee. It looks like he's in bounds, I think. I don't know if his foot touched, but how they'll rule it.
You know, you're not in good shape when you're all excited about a Hail Mary pass that happens to come down, a guy happens to come down with the ball. It could have been anybody that came down with it. You have 4 guys going up for it. But, and that takes you within 2 touchdowns.
Great play by the receiver, though. It was a great play by, I can't see his name. That was a great play. Cook. It was by Cook. That was a great catch. I think it's going to hold. We'll see. I mean, it's meaningless to the result of the game, but it's about pride and it's about, saying a positive, right? Let's make a positive happen before we leave Denver.
One thing is when I watch the Jets, I'm not caring about the score of the game. Like you said, it's good that they won, that they beat Houston. I get that completely. I was happy to. But more than that, I just like seeing a lot of the obvious strong players playing well, so I can get some confidence that we have a team as we progress through the rebuild.
Well, them getting 5 sacks.
Yeah.
Care who you're playing. It's great.
It was great. That interception to start the game.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
John Franklin Myers got 2 sacks and a deflected interception.
But he deflected it.
He deflected it, made the interception. Best game of his career. And fans were panicking because what Myers was having a good season and they extended his contract and gave him $12 million a year, 2 years guaranteed, up to 4 years. And for 2 games, he did nothing. And fans were going crazy. Jet fans. So right now, the Jets are at least happy about that. And Quinnen Williams, who hasn't been blowing people away, had a big game today in the situation that mattered. So it was a great game. I mean, look, the defense was embarrassed for a few weeks, really embarrassed. So I don't care who you play. It could have been like, it's like they could sit there and say, yeah, but it was Houston. It's like, yeah, but what if Houston would have put up 30 points? Like that would have been much worse. At least, okay, they're at year one of their rebuild. At least they're stopping bad teams. At least they're showing that. Yeah. Last year, they weren't doing that. Last year, they were losing to bad teams.
Yeah, and even Zach Wilson had a good quarter. Third quarter, he played a very good third quarter. Yeah. In the fourth quarter, they were already, if I'm remembering right, they weren't letting him throw much. I mean, he was mostly running, mostly handing it off. But
the running game was working. They had to lead. Smart.
I agree.
Good coaching.
Yeah, it's the right coaching. As much as you want to see Zach develop, you have to also coach well.
Yeah. No, he threw some beautiful passes to Elijah Moore in the third quarter.
And Moore missed one.
Kickoff, 25-yard line. They could have just could have kicked it out of the end zone. It would have been the same thing.
Yeah, but I think they want to put it in play because it puts the fumble potential in there as well.
Well, I mean, Denver chose to run it right. That's why they didn't kick it out of the end zone.
Right. I think that they thought maybe it was too early and ridiculous to do an onside kick because the game would be over if it failed.
Right.
So instead, they at least wanted to keep it in play.
Right. At least there's a chance we could strip the ball.
Yeah, they got to play.
So here's Bridgewater. They're probably going to just run the ball, try to run the clock out, handoff to Gordon. Handoff to Gordon. Looks like a 5-yard play. Pretty embarrassing. Like I get very frustrated. It was a 7-yard gain. I get very frustrated when the defense knows what's coming and still can't stop it. Like when you know they're going to run the ball and they're just trying to kill the clock, you should be able to stop them. 1, 2, 3.
I agree, but it's a little bit disheartening. I agree. A little bit disheartening that the reason you know they're going to run is because they have you beat.
They're 2 touchdowns up, but it's not impossible if they go.
Right. The only way that you're going to win is if you stop them.
I mean, if they go 1, 2, 3 and out right now, and the Chargers do what they just did again, score within a minute and a half, 2 minutes. They just did it. They do that again. Now you're talking about an onside kick away from being back in the game. It's not impossible. We've seen it happen.
No, it's not impossible.
So first down on a running play, first down, Gordon again. So that to me is we've given up. Like you're not holding on to that little bit of hope.
Well, you're certainly not letting it fuel you toward success. How's a boba? You finding the tea?
It's good. I found the tea. I lifted the straw up very high, which means I'm going to be left with a lot of Bobby.
Can add more tea to it.
We ordered it, so I don't have the tea.
We have tea.
Jocelyn ordered food and said, "Do you want a tea with boba?" And I said, "Yeah."
Well, later tonight, I'm going to make Beyond Burgers. No meat.
Ah, but you're right. I could add tea. We can make tea, and I could add milk
Yeah.
tea. Like I can
You add that Good Earth tea, man. That Good Earth tea.
Oh,
It's sweet
yeah.
and delicious.
Yeah. So here we are, 1st and 10, 4:13 on the clock. Running play. Looks like another 4 to 5 yard game.
So who do the Jets play next week?
The Eagles, who the Giants just beat 13-7.
So it's possible.
Yeah, well, the Eagles are not good with their record, but they're very competitive. They've looked a lot better, and Jalen Hurts, their quarterback, did not have a good game today, but has been much better than anybody thought he was this year. He's actually like the top fantasy quarterback. Not that fantasy relates to real life all the time, but you can't put up numbers that are number one in fantasy and not be playing well. It means
That's why one is called fantasy and the other is called real life.
Yes, but it is based on yardage, passing, touchdowns, running, so it looks like a second effort first down. It looked like on second and
Whoa!
stopped. That's a second effort first down. He was stopped. He wasn't down. The whistle didn't blow. And he just, look at that. He just popped out. He just powered his way out of it. And that is Walker Williams. How could I not know that by now? Come on. 35 is
Hey, one of his offensive linemen actually grabbed him by the butt and the shoulder pads and held him up and threw him for 5 more yards.
He kept driving his legs, though. So they're at the 45, their own 45. Looks like a 3-yard gain on a running play. They're just running it up the middle every play. I mean, at this point, I don't know why the Chargers don't have 7 guys or 8 guys right in the box up there.
Well, they've already taken 2 minutes off the clock, and that's
over.
one of the potential Charger touchdowns. So
Well, they're right at the point where they could just sit on it. I mean, it's a minute warning, no time for the Chargers, and it's 2nd and 6. They're getting very close to sit on the ball. If they get another,
I think they can walk off the field now for the 2-minute warning. So we're at the 2-minute warning.
Yep. Come off video for a second. Does I do something?
Together we aspire.
You got boba stuff?
Yeah. So what do you think of the commercial, Way?
I don't understand what you're talking about. It says together we aspire.
Oh, on the TV, the commercial.
What are you seeing?
It's like a Verizon commercial. Some lady in red pajamas is dancing around the screen.
She's some Saturday Night Live.
Now I'm watching a State Farm commercial. Okay, so we get the same commercials. Good to
Oh, we
know.
got
We have the same commercials. We just solved a world concern and problem.
If you're watching on NFL Direct TV from Sacramento, you get the same commercial as the people in San Diego that get the game locally.
I'm on regular TV.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What I'm a little bit surprised about is that you are about 5 to 10 seconds ahead of me.
Jocelyn,
Satellite.
Jocelyn, my wife, wants to chime in. What were you saying?
Oh, I just said we have a couple of Saturday Night Live recorded.
Oh. Apparently, we have a couple of Saturday Night Lives recorded that we have to watch. We also have Amsterdam. It's also one of the new episodes of Dexter tonight. We also watch Succession. So it's very hard because
Do you have Showtime?
yeah, because what happened? Yeah, we have Showtime. So what happened was during the pandemic, we just watched everything. We're desperate for content. So we got into a lot of different shows. So now that I'm back at work and Jocelyn's in school studying all the time, now we have too much content. We can't keep up with it all.
Plus, you were visiting me for a week, so you lost a lot of TV time.
Yeah, we fell behind.
Hey, thanks for those beers, by the way. I've been enjoying them.
Yes. The Mango Cart, very good beer.
Yeah.
If you like
Normally,
sweet-
I wouldn't be drinking. I'd be drinking Moscato. Yesterday, I had both.
yeah, you have to like a sweeter fruit beer, but that one is good. You know, they made it sweeter when we first tasted
It
it.
wasn't that sweet.
When we first tasted it, it wasn't that sweet. So but it's owned by Anheuser-Busch. So they bought the brewery. Well, we went there before they changed it. And it was a nice wheat beer with a slight hit of mango. Now it's a mango beer. It's almost like they are adding sweet mango syrup to the beer.
I had a Lafroig 10-year cask strength. It
Mm,
was very good yesterday.
nice.
I've been eating all your burnt vegetables up.
Running play.
Oh,
Look
are
at
they
that. He went 3 yards right up the middle. So it's going to be 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2. Huh?
good? Does he like the vegetables?
Do you like the vegetables?
Well, the burnt, and Kathy said the 2 burnt for her, but I like them anyway. Some were
love-
too burnt.
We love them burnt. We love-
Some were black. Just 100%.
Jocelyn wants them to be burnt. Well, those are the ones we left in the oven while we were eating.
I know we were eating while they were cooking.
So, and I remembered and said, oh my God, the vegetables, 450 degrees. And we left it for 20, 30 extra minutes.
I ate almost all of them anyway.
Yeah. No mixing. Like if we would have been watching it, I would have stuck.
The burnt part moved halfway up, all of them,
Yeah.
but I still liked it. I know it causes cancer, so I'm probably going to take off a year of my life.
God. I think that was a first down.
No, 3rd and 2. Oh, that was.
No, that was a first down.
Yeah, you're ahead of me. They got a first down for sure. That,
So the
now
game's-
it's game over.
Now it's game over. They don't have to do anything. Victory formation should be coming up here unless Denver wants to rub it in.
Now it's silver. Now it's silver.
So it looks like, by the way, the 2-point conversion failed before. So the score is 28-13 Denver. They are in victory formation. If you want to call it, yeah, I don't know what they could.
Victory formation.
I don't know why. You know, when they're all leaned over, you could tell he's going to drop to his knee. And they snap the ball. He drops to his knee.
I once knew a quarterback who
Seconds.
did a handoff and fumbled and they lost.
They're walking off the field. The coaches are coming on the field. Denver wins 28-13, which is not a shocker, but because they're at home, but definitely the score is surprising. We thought that the Chargers would be more competitive.
Hey, Jeremy, thanks for having me on your first NFL Chaos broadcast.
It is my first. It wasn't live. It's live during the game, but it's not live where we have a chat. But in the future, my StreamYard account will be updated and we'll be able to stream live and get comments from the chat. But we wanted to give you an idea what we're about and what the coverage will look like when we do games. There'll also be videos, news videos. There'll be news and views. So we'll have news videos. We'll have views videos. That's where I just give takes on what's going on in the NFL. And there'll be combination news and views videos because there'll be videos where there's news and then you get my take or my view of the news. So we'll have that. We'll have watch parties. We'll have special guests, insiders from different teams. I have friends that are Viking fans, friends that are Giants fans, friends that are Niner fans, Raider fans. We will have those people on so they can give inside perspectives on their teams, which will be nice because I'll have a lot of Jet fans, obviously, in the beginning watching this channel, but I'd like everybody in any NFL fan to be able to watch this channel and enjoy it. So we're going to have a lot of content about other teams, and we get to learn about each teams and learn about other fans. What's their story? Learn about their team, how their fans feel about their team, what they're happy about, sad about, and maybe find the things we have in common with other fans. We may even have New England people on if we can tolerate it.
Well, thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. And hopefully, even though I'm not an expert on any team, hopefully you'll have me back.
We'll definitely have you back. You could just ask questions and we could talk and reminisce. Hopefully people will find it entertaining.
I'll tell the same stories every time.
Two brothers from Brooklyn.